hold on. Let me put you guys on real quick because if you have a credit card, this is gonna piss you off.
Ace Wills the genius.
It's your boy Next Level Ace back with another video. In today's video, we're going to talk about how credit card debt is destroying Americans. Most Americans don't really understand how credit works, and they don't understand that how when you carry a balance and make minimum payments, you're really only setting yourself up to just keep paying this over and over and over again without the balance really going down, because you just end up paying interest. Stick around to the end of the video and I'll give you some pointers and let you know what you should be doing and how you should be approaching your credit card debt. Let's get into the video.
Credit card companies are destroying America. The average interest rates of the big guys doubled in the last 4 years. It's now over 28%. They swear they have no idea. Watch.
The average credit card APR in your networks is 28.75%. Average. 29%, let's call it. 29%. It's nearly doubled in the last 4 years. That is astounding. Absolutely astounding. And you just testified a second ago that you've got more than 50% profit margin, and yet your testimony here today is you can't possibly survive if there's any competition. How can that be true?
Look this up if you want to fight back. Credit card companies are destroying America.
Doubled. I was looking because I keep track of my credit and you know what's going on, and I like to see my score keep going up. Besides the point, I was looking, and then like they always trying to match you with credit cards and stuff, and I be looking through, see if I see anything. All these cards, man, with these high APRs is insane, like insane. It's crazy to say that like anything under 20 is like good right now, because most of these cards are like 26, 27, 28. You know what I'm saying? Like 28 is kind of like the norm right now, especially if you don't have good credit. You know what I mean? Like stay away from the credit cards, especially if you don't really know how to use them. But like I said, at the end of the video, I'm gonna put you on game.
I go to the mall, I go to the store, packed, parking lot packed. And I'm like, well, I thought everybody was poor. I thought the job market was bad. I thought like nobody works anymore. Like what happened to all that? Credit cards. They're running up them credit cards. And like, honestly, I get it. I love me a credit card. I want to run mine up so bad. I'm scared. I don't think it's worth it. Like long term, I'm just scared. Probably every hour I think about things that I could buy. I want to buy with my credit card and I don't, because I'm responsible. Mainly I'm scared of debt. My credit cards are already like pretty high. Like I already owe like way too much. But just like the concept of me owing more on top of that, just because I'm buying stuff for kicks and gigs. I am getting really close though to like buying things. Like probably I want to go to the Mariah Scientist concert, #1, and #2, I want some shoes. You know, I have a whole list of like things always that like I want to buy, but like them credit cards are dangerous. To the mall.
Bro, it's not worth it, bro. It's not, bro. If you cannot pay your balance in full, it's not worth it. Because if you can't pay your balance in full, then you already know that like I can't afford to buy this. And that's exactly what's going on right now. It's Christmas time. People don't want their kids to go without, so they swiping them credit cards. People are unemployed, swiping them credit cards. And it's like, I get it, but I don't agree with it. You know what I'm saying? I get it, but I don't agree with it. Because I know how it affects you long term. Like down the road, 3, 4, 5 months from now, you're going to be feeling that, trying to pay that back. Especially if you already like lost your source of income, like, or your main source of income. You lost your job and you swiping credit. You got to pay that back. You literally already don't have an income. Your credit is finna take a hit. And when your credit is taking a hit, it costs you so much more money. But you live and you learn. Hopefully everybody, learns from their personal experiences. But me, I like to learn from other people's experiences. I'm like, you did what? Oh yeah, I ain't never doing that. You know what I'm saying? That's how I learn. I like to learn from other people's mistakes so I don't have to make them.
I'm $80,000 in debt. I'm 21. All of you older people that have got out of debt, can you please tell me your most
She said $80,000 in debt. And she's 21. I'm gonna guess she probably owns a vehicle that she's paying on. Yeah, I'm gonna guess she owns a vehicle that she still has a lot left to pay on. And on top of that, she probably was swiping that credit card. 80K just in credit card. Well, it's possible. People out here like that too. I ain't gonna lie. But I don't think I'm capable. Well, let me not say capable. Anybody is capable. You know, if they give you the credit and you just start swiping, you can do it. But me being who I am, being thoughtful, like I hesitate to spend money that is my money. That's not credit. You know what I'm saying? So I'm definitely hesitating when it's credit. It's like, am I gonna be able to put this back? So to get to the point where it's like 80,000, I don't know about that.
Way to get out of debt. I'm not talking like I sold my things on Facebook Marketplace. I'm talking like most unhinged way. So far, I've paid off $3,000 this month by filing class action settlements through the Claim app. But help your girl out. She's a full-time student. She needs your guidance.
Insane debt. We're gonna talk about it. These people got some wild debt scenarios. I want to know your thoughts down below because that's always great to read. And what's your most unhinged way of paying off debt? My dad did it one time raising pigs. That's how he bought all my mom's jewelry. Isn't that wild? Let's get right to it.
It was just shown that there's a 109% increase in default credit card payment for those with the highest credit ratings. That's saying a 781 to an 850, 109% increase in credit default. So what's that saying to us? These are the people that, you know, based on credit scores, people have a lot of opinions about credit scores, but they are the best with money, and these people can't pay their bills. They can't pay their credit card bills. How are the rest of the world paying their credit card bills for the people who truly have the bad credit score, who probably have a bad credit score because they don't have the money? It is time that somebody says it, that somebody says to the companies, somebody says to the government, and by the way, bills are going to get worse because the Republicans have let all of the extra credits that go to the health insurance to make it more affordable, those just expired. So very soon, your health insurance is going to be going up by hundreds of dollars. People don't have an extra $100. They don't have an extra $100. If the people who are best at paying their bills are 109% increase in credit default, what's the rest of the world going to do? What are the people with the 400 scores, the 500 scores, the 600 scores going to be doing? We're screwed. We are screwed. People are being paid like it's 2009, like it's 2010. They cannot live off of these salaries. We're screwed.
The average American has like $6,000 in credit card debt. $1.2 trillion worth of credit card debt outstanding. It's one of the biggest bubbles out there. It's right up there with student loans, okay? I don't know how it all is going to shake out. I don't think it's going to shake out very well unless they just cook the books like they always do. When in doubt, politicians cook the books. But I will say that this buy now, pay later thing they got going on is way bigger than credit card debt because people are so maxed out on their credit cards, they're resulting to buy now, pay later, and they know you will check out on the shopping cart 40% more with buy now, pay later. Like Klarna, Afterpay.
I'm 80.
Yeah, I mentioned it before, bro. That buy now, pay later. Man, look, we gotta stay away from that. We gotta stay away from that, bro. I'll be telling my people, like, hey, if we can't afford it, we can't afford it. Like, if you can't afford it, you can't afford it. Do not buy now. No, we are not buying now, paying later. I've used buy now, pay later, but when I use it, I ain't gonna lie. I use buy now, pay later on, like, I would say it be little things. You know what I'm saying? It just be like, I give you an example. I bought, I needed a piece of gear for my studio. It was like $60, right? I used buy now, pay later, and then I just paid like I paid like $11 or something. But it's like, if I really wanted to, I could have just bought it outright, but I didn't want to. I was like, I just pay $10 now. And then it was also one of them things like, I'm gonna do buy now, pay later, make sure this actually works, and then if I keep it, I'll pay it off, but if not, I'm gonna sit it back. You know what I'm saying? Like, or I haven't did anything like buy now, pay later that was like really expensive. Nah, not really. It ain't really my thing. I kind of stay away from it.
Hey, what's up, America? Credit cards fucking you over here in the United States from the get-go. So if you haven't noticed, the interest rates for credit cards here in America is through the roof to record levels I've never seen in my life. The term bending you over financially doesn't even apply here. This is just sticking it arm deep. 30% interest for a credit card? You got me fucked up. Who said that was legal? So I checked the state laws of my state, and there's a cap on interest at 10%. Actually, it's 9.99%. So how can credit cards get away with charging you 29.7%? Why, that's because they base all their companies out of Delaware. Remember Delaware? They allow credit card companies to fuck the entire nation legally by making their shit in Delaware. The good old Joe Biden state. Yeehaw! So I think we need national laws against credit card usury, capping at 10%. This isn't some form of price control. This is a not fucking you financially control by credit card companies that are being predatory. So let's get this done immediately because this is some horse shit. Hey, what's up, America?
Damn, I never knew that. So they base their companies out of Delaware because Delaware allows them to basically have these high APRs. Interesting. I don't even know what the cap is in my state. I'm gonna look that up today because now I'm interested to know, like, man, once I start paying attention to my APR and doing the math on like how much I am being charged daily, you know what I'm saying? Like, so basically, if you don't know, right, say you have a 20% APR and you have $1,000 balance, you know what I'm saying? You multiply your 20% by your 1,000. That's what you're gonna pay for the year. So then you can divide it by 12, which is what you're gonna pay monthly. And then what I like to do is like I could divide that by 4. That's what I'm gonna pay weekly. And then I could divide that by 7, and that's what I'm paying daily. That's just simple math. You know what I mean? But yeah, bro, it's crazy out here.
Americans are officially drowning in credit card debt, with balances reaching an all-time high of $1.21 trillion. Rising inflation, sky-high interest rates, and out-of-control consumer spending are fueling this financial disaster. In just the last quarter alone, credit card balances shot up by $50 billion, while average interest rates are hovering above 20%, making it harder than ever to pay down debt. And it gets worse. Delinquency rates are climbing, signaling that more households are struggling just to keep up. With wages not keeping pace with inflation, more people are swiping their way into deeper debt just to afford basic necessities. Is this the beginning of a full-blown debt crisis, or is this just how the system was designed? Drop your thoughts below. Are we headed for a financial meltdown? Follow your boy Crypto Black to stay in the know.
We're definitely heading for a financial meltdown. I'm happy to say that, you know, he said in the last quarter, credit card balances have, you know, basically skyrocketed. I'm happy to say that I am not a part of that number because in the past quarter, the last quarter for me, my credit card balances have been being depleted. I've been knocking them off because my goal for 2026 is to get back to being debt free. I was debt free. What year was this, man? I'm trying to remember what year I paid off my car, but I was debt free. And then I made some decisions that I'm paying for now. Let's just say that. I got credit card. After I was debt free, boom, 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 I ended up getting a credit card for like 10K. I started using that credit card to like pay rent, boom, boom, boom. I was putting the money back at first, you know what I'm saying? Like doing what I'm supposed to do. And then like I kind of hit like a little rough spot. Things start, you know, life has its ups and downs, and I hit a low, I hit her down, and I couldn't really afford to pay the credit card off. So now the money that I was making, I was taking it to pay my bills, and I wasn't really paying on the credit cards like I should have been, you know what I'm saying? So yeah, I'm trying to get back to being debt free again. I haven't been debt free in probably some years now. It's probably been, what's this, 2025? I probably haven't been debt free in maybe 2 years. Not, you know, I know a lot of y'all probably haven't been debt free in so long, and I feel it, but I will be debt free again in 2026. I've already got it planned out. I've been working my plan. I wasn't waiting till 2026 to start. I started in 2025. So I already am paid off 2 credit cards. The third one will be paid off in a couple weeks, and I got one more, and you feel me? It's good. So I'm proud of that. I'm happy to say that, and I just wish and I hope that if you're capable, even if you aren't capable, I hope you find a way to get to the point where you can knock off this debt, because I'm trying to tell you, life is a lot easier when you not worrying about credit cards, bro. You got to think, do the math, right? A lot of people, we have your common bills. You got your rent, mortgage. If you got a car note, you got car note. You got insurance, light bill. You might have water bill. You have gas. I'm talking about transportation. You know, you probably, if you have to travel to work, you know, that's a monthly expense. Gas is a monthly expense. Then you have like groceries and stuff. You already have all these bills, and then on top of that, we have credit card bills. Like, I did the math and I was like, bro, I would have so much more money if I didn't have credit card debt. And that's what sparked it for me. I was like, I gotta put all my attention on paying these off so I can get back to having the money in my pocket. Like, I need to keep this money in my pocket instead of dishing it out. And like, for a while, I was just paying the minimum payment, which is not good. And I'm gonna let my guy Chris Cobb kind of explain to you. But yeah, paying your minimum payment is not the way to go, y'all.
Most people are killing their credit scores because they don't know how to pay their credit cards, and this is how you do it the right way. There are two main numbers that you need to watch. One is your statement balance, and the other is your payment due date. You want to make sure that you're paying the full balance by the due date, so you're not wasting any money on interest. Now, make sure you don't get tricked by the minimum payment, because this is how they hook you and keep you in debt for longer than you want to. So here's what you want to do. You want to take your total credit limit and multiply that times 0.3 or 30%, and you want to keep this balance underneath that at all times. And in this case, with a $10,000 limit, they should shoot for $3,000.
Oh yeah, hold on, run that back.
Love when they
run that back.
Most people are killing their credit scores because they don't know how to pay their credit cards, and this is how you do it the right way. There are two main numbers that you need to watch. One is your statement balance, and the other is your payment due date. You want to make sure that you're paying the full balance by the due date, so you're not wasting any money on interest. Now, make sure you don't get tricked by the minimum payment, because this is how they hook you and keep you in debt for longer than you want to. So here's what you want to do. You want to take your total credit limit and multiply that times 0.3 or 30%. And you want to keep this balance underneath that at all times. And in this case, with a $10,000 limit, they should shoot for $3,000 or less, because credit bureaus love when they see 30% or less of your credit card being used. But if you really want help on boosting your credit score, try to keep that number at 10% or less. That's the real cheat code. Credit is just a game. Learn how to play it, and it's going to save you hundreds of thousands of dollars over your lifetime. And if you want help learning the rules, comment school below, and I'll give you access to my free credit course.
Yeah, so, like, my bad, y'all. Yeah, you want to keep your credit utilization under 30%, ideally under 10%. So like his example, if you have a card with $10,000 on it, which like I said, I have a card with with 10K, and you want to keep that, you want to spend no more than $3,000, but ideally you only want to spend $1,000 to keep it under 10%. One more for y'all, and then I'm gonna explain what you need to do. You know what I'm saying? To put yourself in the best possible position.
Nobody explained this part. Credit card interest is not just interest, it's literally a trap. The whole system is designed so that if you only pay the minimum, your balance never moves. Like, they want you to be stuck. That's how they make money. You ever wonder why you pay it every month but the numbers barely change? That's because the minimum payment isn't going to your debt. It's going to the fees for borrowing their money. The banks get paid first and you come last. Let me give you an example. If you have a $2,000 balance at a 22% APR, if you only pay the minimum, you're basically donating your money to the bank. And people blame themselves and they're like, why am I not ahead? Babes, it's not you, babe. It's the system. And once you understand the math, you will treat your credit card very differently.
I wish she would have did the math. But I'm gonna use her example. I'm gonna do the math for you, right? So if we got a $2,000 balance, right, at 22%, so times 22%, right, that's $440 a year. Divide that by 12, $36 a month. Okay, divide that by 4, $9 and change a week. Divide that by 7, $1.30, $1.31 daily. Okay, now with a balance like that and an APR like that, they're gonna give you this super low minimum payment. So you look at it and you go, the minimum payment isn't bad, not understanding that over the span of 30 days, right, 31 days, so you're paying $1.30 daily, right? So times that by, let's say, 31 days, that's $40 in interest in that span of a month. Your minimum payment might be $40 or $30. It might just be right there to the point where you make your minimum payment and all you paid was interest. So once you do the math and you have that number, you understand okay, I'm being charged $40 a month in interest. Obviously I have to pay, if I really want my credit to go down by $40, I need to pay $80. You know what I'm saying? If I want my credit to go down $100, I need to pay $140. because I know I'm gonna have to give $40 to interest, and whatever is over that 40 is actually going towards my debt. You can do the same thing with your car payment or whatever. This is how you calculate it. You take your APR, you do the math on your, it's always on your balance too. Like you can only be charged interest on what's owed. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense, right? Boom, this is what you do. So with your credit cards, you always want to pay more than the minimum payment, because the minimum payment just keeps you in debt. You're not really paying anything off. All right, boom. That's what I want you to know. Obviously, you want to pay your credit card on time. So you want to pay it by their due date. But also you want to open your statement and you want to see your closing date. So say your credit card is due on the 11th. Your closing date may not be till the 14th or the 15th. The closing date of the statement is when that credit card is actually reported to the credit bureaus. So if you put money on your card on the 10th and you spend the money on the 13th, but your closing date is the 15th, by the time they report to the credit bureau, you already spent the money. So that payment, the payment is going to be recorded that you made a payment on time, but the actual balance won't reflect what you paid because you already started using the card again. So you don't want to use the card until after the closing date, so it actually reflects the payment you made. Hopefully that helps y'all. You know what I'm saying? I've been learning just from being on my personal journey, trying to get better with my finances and everything. And it's like, these things are important, bro. You got to know how to calculate your interests and stuff so you get ahead of the game, man. You got to beat them at their own game, man. But hopefully this video helps y'all. If you out here and you going through some tough times, stay down, keep God first always. It gets better. It's all in your head too, man. Stay positive. You know, you attract the energy you give off. If you're super negative, it's like everything is going wrong. You want to know why? You're attracting the energy you're giving off. So get in that healthy, positive mindset. You know, reassure yourself, like, I'm gonna be good. Like, I know everything happened for a reason. Everything gonna work out. I'm gonna be fine. That's what I tell myself when I'm going through stuff. Like, you know what? Everything happened for a reason. There's something for me to learn in this moment, and I need to learn it in order to be better in the future. That's how I look at every situation. Whether I'm in a low or high, I'm learning either way. And I feel like that just helps me long-term stay level-headed. And then there's not one thing I can go through that I don't feel like I can get through. Even though, you know, we all have our times, we all have our moments. I would be lying to say, like, I'll be lying to say I didn't have times where I'm like stressed out or depressed, but don't stay there too long. That's my advice to you. Don't stay in that place